All right, Chris, you have me an extremely unfair advantage because you have an adorable little girl who does funny things like call bouillon cubes pickles repeatedly. So, fuck you. Especially after you made fun of me over text message, so you didn't do it in video, that I was putting too much effort into my videos because I know how to use a fucking film editor. Yeah, I'm drinking another one of these little cup of wines. They're really good, actually. I like them. You did your video on Super Tuesday last time, and it's still a fucking shitstorm. The whole thing is just a mess. I can't believe that we are where we are. I made predictions about it ages ago, and just like everybody else who made predictions about this election, none of them are turning out to be true. So that's awesome. On that note, Kasich is still around, trying to screw Trump out of the winning the actual 1237 that he needs to become the elected nominee for the Republicans. My brother, which I find very interesting, was actually quoted in a paper, essentially saying that, not essentially saying, almost exactly saying that because Cruz is more civil-tongued doesn't mean he's less evil, which I thought was really interesting. And on the Democratic side, it's still the same kind of horse and pony show that we've always had. And I did the I Side With Me survey that you suggested I take, and it said that I was 98% with Hillary and 97% with Bernie Sanders. And I do like what both of them say, and I do think that Hillary has a better chance of doing things in the government despite the difficulties that she's had with the investigation and the whole email bullshit. But Sanders is so far left, and there's so many lunatics out there right now that I really don't think he'll get anything at all done. Honestly, I think the next presidency is going to just be a shit show. It's going to make the Obama presidency look like a freaking cakewalk, and that is just awful. And I still can't believe that Trump might actually win the general election. It just doesn't seem possible to me that he could even manage it. But it's one of those, like, what if scenarios. What if he actually did? And I'm really not sure what I would do. I hear a lot of people saying that they would leave the country if he won, but I can't get behind that. It's just, no. If something like that happens, then you need to stay and fix your country, not run away. And that brings me to another point. I texted you about this earlier today. You said that you were out knocking on doors for the Wisconsin primaries, or caucus, primaries? I think you guys have primaries. And you went out and knocked on 120 doors trying to get the word out to get people out for Bernie Sanders. And I wouldn't think of doing something like that. It doesn't strike me as something that I would want to do or something that I would find useful. But given a situation where every god that may or may not exist forbid Trump becomes president, I would stand and fight. And I said in my text message to you that I don't find myself being willing to do things for social movement like you do. And I don't find myself being willing to do things for social movement like my wife does. I surround myself by people who do things for social movement. I mean, hell, my brother was out protesting Ted Cruz's rally. But I listen and I watch and I complain some, and then I would be willing to put my life on the line if it came to actually fighting for things. And it's a very strange kind of, I can't even put words to it. It's weird that my standards or my minimum requirements to make me go out and do something is got to be life or death. Otherwise, fuck it, whatever. I don't know. But besides the shit show that is the election this year, the Panama Papers, I'm sure you've heard of them. I'm sure you've heard about the people that they've implicated. People around Putin, people around, I cannot remember the Chinese president's name, but his brother were implicated in it. Famous people, Jackie Chan, which is kind of a for me because I really like Jackie Chan because I'm big into martial arts and everything. Famous sports players, but so far everybody has been non-American. And I kind of noticed this when I was listening to it on NPR, but then the Philip DeFranco show actually brought this up, and apparently there is a Twitter or tweet out there, whatever the fuck you want to call it, that actually says just wait for what comes next. So I get the feeling we're going to see a lot of important people in the United States be implicated in tax evasion. And was the second I heard that, my first thought was Trump. And it would be very interesting if he does turn up to have been evading taxes to an untold amount of money, to see how his followers will respond to that. So it's been a weird year, and it's only going to get worse.